Hi YouTube, this is another long pending video I was planning to do on Swiss Army knives. So this is between the one of the best and one of the worst army knife available in the world. So these are two army knives. One is Victorinox original Swiss Army knife from Victorinox, Switzerland, and this is the copy Chinese Swiss Champ. This is a copy. I purchased it from AliExpress. This one is not mine, one of my friends. I borrowed it for the review. This is the box. So this is actually the Silvertech Victorinox version. As you can see, this is a stunning Swiss Army knife. It is awesome. It looks awesome. You look at the finishing, just brilliant. This is the 31 function knife. Actually the normal or original Swiss Champ is having 33 functions. It is having 31 functions because it is not having a pen and it is not having a pin. If you can see, there is a point of pin, so you can put a pin there. The pin can be purchased later on. So basically it is a 32 function knife, but it is not having a pen. It is not having a pressurized ball pen, which the normal Swiss Champ version is having. But the look of this knife is awesome. So anyway, today's topic is the comparison between a original Swiss knife and a Chinese fake copy of Swiss knife. As you can see, if you do not look closely, they look little bit same. If you see the thickness, the actual Swiss Army knife is little bigger or little thicker, wider, and lengthwise both are same. Both are 91mm knife, and actually Chinese copy is basically worthless. If you see those Chinese versions, these are available in the market like $5, $6 in AliExpress. But I will show you how is the quality of both. But before that, I will make a weight comparison for both of these. This is the actual original Swiss Army knife. It is 185 gram, and if you look in the website, this is also 185 gram. This has no data of weight, but if you look, it is 203 grams. So basically it is heavier than the original Swiss knife, but if you look at the material, the finishing and other stuffs, these are basically, there is no comparison. So I will start with each and every function First, if you look, there is a keyring in the original knife, original SAK, and you see the keyring is very thick. It's a sturdy keyring. And here is the keyring of the it wiggles, and here is the keyring, just a very thin wire. So if you push it or press it, definitely you can bend it. I'm just not trying to bend it, but you can definitely. Then there is the tweezer. If you see, it is the tweezers, and you see it is like somebody has broken the part of this, but no, this is how it came actually. And if I open the tweezer, see, this is how the tweezers look. No shape, nothing. It is basically just for the for providing one tweezers for the name shake. They have given it, so it is basically of no use. And for pushing it back, it takes a lot of effort. Now if you look at the tweezers of the original SAK, look at this, show you. This is a beautiful pair of tweezers, very fine, and you can literally grab any small object with this. See, you can pluck your hair, eyebrows, everything, remove your blackheads. Nice plastic cap. The tweezers is replaceable. You can buy tweezers from a Victorinox authorized center. In India they cost around 154 rupees. Very nice. Then there is a toothpick. Here is the toothpick of the original SAK. Very nice, made of silicone, and of course it is a food grade material, so that you can put in your mouth. And here is the toothpick of the Chinese copy. You can see, and it's a simple plastic, plain plastic. Anyway, toothpicks are also not that important part of the SAK, because you can replace it. They are also available in Indian market with for 10 rupees. So now let's come to the other parts. So let's start with the corkscrew. As you can see in the original SAK, here is the corkscrew, sturdy, beautiful finished, and it comes with the beautiful looking glass screwdriver. This is for fixing glasses, sunglasses or your spectacles. And this is very useful, very nice. And if you see this is the corkscrew actually built for unbottling the wine. And see the tip, it will not hurt you, but it is for opening the cork of the wine bottle. And here is the point for the pin, which has not come with the Silvertech version, but definitely you can buy this for ₹10 and put that in it. Now let's come to the Chinese Cheapo. So they also come with a small screwdriver. Surprisingly, this screwdriver doesn't look that bad, but I'm not sure if they can really be useful when we're working on a spectacle bit, because the material doesn't look that bad, that good. But anyway, it's little bit okay, but the top of the screwdriver is not good. And if you see the corkscrew, this point is really sharp. You see, you can pierce something with this, very sharp. So anytime you are a little absent-minded and working on the corkscrew, or even you are just screwing up the small screwdriver, you can really hurt yourself. This is very sharp. And surprisingly, the items which need to be sharp are not sharp, and the items which do not need to be sharp are sharp here. Next, I'll show you the main blades. So for the SAK or Swiss Army knife, the main things are blades, knife blades. This is the small blade. You see the edges. This I have sharpened. When it actually came, it was completely dull. After sharpening, this comes here, but the metal is so soft, if you cut a little paper or something, it becomes dull again. And see, this is the actual knife, big knife. And here I think no, nothing is written here like original Swiss knife. This is the knife. It also came very dull. I sharpened it. Even after sharpening, it is not very good, because if you cut a little paper or something like that, it goes bad within a minute. Very bad quality metal. I believe it is very soft, so it cannot hold its age. Now I'll show you the knife here. This is the small knife of the original SAK. Excellent quality knife. Superb finishing. Superb sharp. See? And Now the main blade. See, this is how a knife should be. Superb, superb. And it is engraved Officer Swiss on one side, and in other side Victorinox Swiss made stainless. And see how this closes. The sound, these are really nice to the ear. And see, here are the Chinese. Even they don't close in proper place. Now the next funny thing, it is really hard to open here. See, this is the file. Can you see anything? Any edge or like that? This is plain, man. Smooth, but they call it file. You can do nothing with it. This is just a cheap part of metal. They're saying it a file. And see, the tip, it was also completely dull. I just polished it and sharpened it so that it can be of some use at all, at least. But for file, this has nothing, no edge, completely plain. And here is the file of the Victorinox. I'll show you. See, this is the file. This is some serious file, man. You can file down metal. You can also cut metal with this edge. You see? And this part is for cleaning the nails, underneath of the nails. They really work. You see, this you can cut small metal pipes with this easily. The grooves are so aggressive that you can cut down any small metal pipe with these. The next one is see, if you close it, they do not sit in the proper place. You have to push it and then they will go. The next is another funny thing, the wood saw. See, this is the wood saw of this cheapo one. And this is completely useless. You can just rub your hand, anything. There is no sharp edges, so it will definitely not cut any wood. And here is the SAK saw. See, this is a double-edged saw, and it can really cut some small woods. I have a little small plywood with me. Just I'll show you. How it can cut. This is the Cheapo one. See, and how much it cut, I'll show you. After 30-40 strokes, it's not a very thick wood. It's very just a minute. So this is not a very thick wood. If you see, this is around 12.3 millimeter, and just to make a 5 millimeter notch, I have to saw it for around 40 times. This is a 30 millimeter long wood. Now I'll show you with the Victorinox one. So as you can see, just in a few moments I have made a notch. This is a completely clean cut. Of around 11 millimeter long, and I cut all the way from here to here, and here I made a notch. I was able to make a notch like that. But anyway, Victorinox shows are good, everybody knows that. Now moving on to the other parts. The next item is another comical item. You see, this is the fish scaler. It has a scale 1 to 3 inch, and this is supposed to be a hook disgorger. When you are fishing, you pull out the hook from your fish's mouth with this. But see, the edges are completely dull of both sides, and when you will see the original or actual descaler, fish scaler or descaler, you will be able to understand the difference. So here is the fish scaler. This is marked in centimeter in one side and inch in another side. So the ruler comes in two markings, inch or centimeter, and this is the actual fish scaler. It is not very sharp, but it is manufactured or designed or engineered in such a way that it will help you to descale a fish. You see how it is sharpened a little bit, and this is the actual hook disgorger. Now the next item, this is the scissor. Actually the scissor is small, but you know, the Victorinox SAK scissors are one of the best multi-tool scissors in the world. This may be small, but these are beautiful. See, I'll show you the thickness of this product. This is 2.2 millimeter thick. Sorry. Sorry. 1.9 millimeter. 1.9 millimeter thick. This metal. And this part is 2.4 millimeter thick. And here is the cheapo version. You may be thinking, why this little thing here? But I just put this small rope because I cannot take out the scissor by itself. The notch is just inside it, so I cannot reach the notch. So for review, just to take it out, I put this little small rope here so that I can take it out. So here is the knife. Actually it was wiggling a lot, so I means just made it just push the repeat or fix the repeat so that it is not wiggling right now. And for thickness I think it is also around 1.8 millimeter thick. So the metal is not as thin, but it is okay. But if you look at the scissor, I'll show you. Here is one of the bubble wrapper package. Inside it also another bubble wrapper, and I put 2 of these and I'll try to cut it. So I'll try to cut it from here. So as you can see, the plain paper is cut, but it just cannot cut the wrapper portion. How much you can try your best, but it will just not work. See, even with single layer it cannot cut. And here is the original SAK, Victorinox. See, it will just slice through. All the material, no problem at all. See, it cut all the way. It is small, but it is very, very sharp. It is see. Can make small pieces of this. And now see, with the cheapo one, you cannot cut it. So here goes the scissor. The next is the plier. You see, the plier is not for very heavy duty, it is for light use, but still you can do some little housework here. The plier is 2.8mm thick metal, and in the top it is 3.1mm. Now here in the cheapo one, I'll show you the plier. This is the plier. It wiggles a little, but that's okay. If you see, the top metal is 2.2mm thick, and the down metal is 1.9mm. So it is not as thick as the original SAK, and you see, this is the plier head. If you see this parts, actually I polished it down so that now they are actually touching. This point is touching, otherwise it was not touching. The plier was not good for use, but still it is little bit better than the other parts of the SAK, and it is a normal plier. Here in the original one, if you see, this has a good grip. I have not done anything with this. And here is also a crimper, wire crimper here. This part is for crimping wire, this small part. And here is also a wire cutter. If you see this part, but this is for very small wire, less than 1mm or maximum 1mm. This part is wire cutter. Anyway, the plus is very good for its size. It is surprisingly good. Then this is the magnifying glass. I don't have anything to demo the magnifying glass quality, but it is a very powerful glass, and it is not very good for reading, but if you want to light a fire in emergency condition, it will help you for that. And here is the magnifying glass of the cheapo one. It has a metal outer, but the magnifying glass is bad. You cannot do anything with this. I'll just try to look in some writing. Let's see if we can see anything. See. This is the original one. This is the cheapo one. This is just a plastic crap. You cannot do anything with this. Then Here is the Phillips screwdriver, 3D Phillips. Surprisingly, these have a 45-degree stop or half stop. It really works. I was very surprised to see that. See, this is a half stop like original one. Half stop and then full stop. So actually the Phillips set, it looks a little better than other tools, but if you see the tip, these are not sharp, and I am not sure about the metal. It seems very soft like other parts you see. So I think if you screw one or two seriously, then it will be gone. The tip will be gone. And here is the original SAK. It also have half stop. Usually it should have. You see, it is very prominent, and I can assure you this will work very well and will give you support in real condition. Then the can opener. This is the can opener. You see, this is sharp. This is the can opener part, and there is a small flathead here. Flathead screwdriver. So all of this work, and now here is the can opener of the cheapo one. See, I have purchased it a few days ago. It is already rusted. Anyway, you see the edge, sharp. I have sharpened it. It came completely dull like this. I'm not sure if it can open a can or not, but in its original condition it could not have opened it because it was completely dull. And here is the small screwdriver. It is rounded and has no shape, so it will not be able to open a screwdriver properly. Anyway, and here is the cap lifter. Here is the cap and wear stripper. This part looks good. This is not so bad in comparison with the original one. If you see, it's a little bit thinner on the cheapo one, but this is not as bad as all the other tools. Actually, they copied it good. So now let's come to the other side. First, here is the Reamer roll. I cannot open it, so I'll have to use the plier. This is very tight. See, this is the reamer hole. You see the sharp edge? I did that because it was completely dull like this. I sharpened it, but if you can see this, I don't know. I grinded this edge, but it was completely dull and useless. Now I can do some work like punching a leather with this, but earlier it was impossible because the edge was like this only, like this. And here is the Reamer hole of original SAK. Beautiful. You can seriously punch some leather with this or do some sewing. Okay, the next one is a hook. It is called multi-utility hook, and the cheapo one is not at all having that. There is no multi-utility hook. You see, no multi-utility hook is here. Okay. Then here is a small chisel for small wood crafting, and see, this is very sharp. You can literally do some woodwork with this small DIY. You can do with this. This small chisel. Here is also a small chisel, and as usual it was completely dull. I sharpened it, but the sharpness is not as good as the original one because the metal cannot hold the sharpness. And then there is another, I don't know what is that, but this is another last one. This is another metal one. I don't know what is this, but it was there. It was not sharp, nothing. Maybe it was type of screwdriver, flathead. I also sharpened it so that it can be used as a knife. And here, if you see, this is the actual part of original SAK. This is a very small flathead screwdriver, and this really works. This is a small flathead screwdriver and this will work, but you compare with this is useless. So that's all. If you see, the Swiss Army knife original Victorinox weight 185 gram and the Cheapo one weighs more than 200 grams, so it is heavier with bad metal and bad tools. And this is a real work of art, very good craftsmanship, feel nice in your hand and look sexy. So if you compare the price, this is almost 6,300 rupees in India. You can get it for 35% off, so the price will be around 4,000 rupees, which is actually near about $60, and this is $6. But if you invest $6 in this, that is complete waste of money. And if you really invest $60 in this is a very good investment, and it can be a very good tool for your any adventure or hiking, or even if you want to keep in your backpack for daily use, that is also good. It will be very useful. So the point is, do not waste your money in cheapo Chinese product. If you really want to buy a good knife, buy this type of knife. If you have a little less budget, go for other Victorinox knives. There are plenty. You can get Victorinox knives in 600 rupees, 700 rupees, 1000 rupees. There are plenty of options, but do not go for these Chinese tools. They are basically useless. So please like this video, and if you want me to do any other Victorinox Army knife review, let me know. Thank you.